Welcome back, everybody. This is the Kern High School District's live stream sports. Tonight we have gone about 4 miles from where we were last night. Last night was an unbelievable game at Ridgeview High School. These West Vikings have now invited us over here because the Vikings taking on Independence High School. I'm Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley next to me, Kevin Woolley, of course, handling everything on the camera. The Vikings of West High welcoming in the Falcons of Independence High and West, by the way. 14-4 overall, 1-1 in league. That one loss was last night. More on that in a minute. How about these Independence Falcons? 14-5 overall, 1-0 in league. The two head coaches for the home team, West Vikings, Ty Hammond, and for the Independence Falcons, Stan Davis, and both coaching staffs really getting geared up for this night tonight. I will say, Kyle, that after last night's debut live streaming of our first game, a monstrous success based on what we're hearing from the social networking friends out there, and nothing like bookending our first week with a game like tonight. First of all, your thoughts on tonight's matchups?
Well, if we look at tonight's matchup and if we paid attention to what Austin Contreras did, and we'll talk about him later, but 46 points last night against a Ridgeview team, and talking about a guy that is unconscious anywhere on the floor, it's Austin Contreras, and they got some other guys on their team that play hard. One thing you'll notice about this West High team, they never quit, never give up. They were down 20 at one point to Ridgeview in the first half, and it looked like the game was slipping away, but then those pesky Vikings kind of came back, led by Austin Contreras in his effort. So West High, they're hungry tonight, but as we see Independence, we get a first look at a new team in the Kern High School District Athletics live stream. Excited to see this Larson kid who's all of 6'9", has some real height, some real length that we haven't, really seen. We saw Robertson McCall last night. They're definitely athletic, definitely long, but now we're adding a whole new dimension of putting a 6'9" cat in the middle of all of that.
Independence ranked 9th going into this week in the Central section. West High School last night came in at 8. So you're looking at, for all intents and purposes, an 8-9 matchup tonight. And if we look at Austin Contreras, as you talked about last night, he came in averaging 22, almost 23 points a game last night. How about 46, as you just mentioned? He nearly doubles his yearly average against the two superstars, Roberts and McCall. But tonight, in an Independence team coached by Stan Davis, I think you're going to see a team that took note last night. They understand what they're up against. And if you look at points per game, Cardenas averaging almost 18 per game, and we have two Hendersons. Dustin Henderson averaging, he's the senior, by the way, averaging almost 16 a game. Then you have Lance Henderson, and he's averaging almost 9 points a game. So about three guys that we'll have to keep our eyes on. But you want to step back a little bit to last night and talk about what we saw?
Yeah, well, you mentioned the range, and we've talked about Austin Cardenas just kind of going off. And if we want to take a look at one of his threes that he had in his game last night, we can just see that he is going to spot up for wherever he can and just definitely light up the field. And it was one of those things that was exciting to watch. But part of that game last night, one thing that's kind of got Twitter abuzz is the big thunder dunk, as you called it yesterday. And I think people really took it.
Player, he gets it to go, but look out. Uh-oh.
And slam it home. And that thunder dunk is really catching fire on Twitter. We got about 4,000 to 5,000 views of that dunk alone in one day. And I think it's a combination of the moment, because that dunk really changed the complexion of the game and basically kind of sealed it that Ridgeview was going to win that game last night.
You're absolutely right. You could see it kind of breaking away, and Roberts had a couple of big ones as well. But that was the dam broke with that dunk right
Absolutely.
there, and for a Vikings team that was battling back. Hey, for those of you who didn't watch last night's game, as Kyle said, it was a 20-point difference in the late first quarter. So, we were kind of going, uh-oh, here we go. It was 4 points at halftime, and then they started out the third quarter, West High did, just like they finished the second quarter, and it was a one-point ball game, and all of a sudden the West High visiting crowd was just going bonkers. It was a really, really fun game. So for the scoring in this part of the Southern Valley, Cardenas, that's Elijah Cardenas, he's 5th. Dustin Henderson's 7th. Rebounds, as you mentioned, the big fellow Kevin Larson leads the entire Southern section with 13 a game. And he's also averaging almost 4 blocks a game. So we're going to see some stuff out of Independence tonight that we didn't see last night. We didn't see a lot of block shots. We saw a couple from Ridgeview on fast breaks, but we didn't see that dominant post player on defense because Roberts and McCall, they want that ball.
Well, think about it last night. We had 199 points combined, almost 200 points. 102 to 97 was the final game. And in case you guys missed the game last night, you can go to kernhigh.org and find the live stream on the gold menu bar. And if you scroll down and click on demand, you can find the game archive from last night. You can watch the entire game on there. So I want to make sure you guys watch it. We would like to thank the administrations of both teams, starting with Independence, Dr. Thompson, the principal, the assistant principal of instruction, Cy Silver, the assistant principal of administration, Kimber Harden, the dean of students, Nikisha Moya, the athletic director, Derek LaRosa, the activity director, Grant Bingham. Thank you, Falcons, for allowing us to live stream your game. We also like to thank the host school, West High, led by Principal Terry Bernardin, the assistant principal of instruction, Megan Greger, assistant principal of administration, Ryan Coleman, the dean of students, Fabian Buckner, the athletic director, Scott Davison, who's been a tremendous help in helping us get set up, and, of course, the activity director, Jania Owens.
Thank you, Kyle. That is the voice of Kyle Wiley, the man in the middle, KW2, KW1 down the far left, Kevin Willie. He's back at his old stomping grounds. This is where he would go to detention. And class of 85, a Viking musical savant. And Kevin's back at his home high school. So we're so happy to be with you tonight to bring you this great game. I'm Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie here on kernhigh.org's live streaming sports. Pleasure to be with you. Last night, as we mentioned, the big game to start us off, to get us going. And we want to thank, before we get too far down the road, because last night, I mean, we put the key in the ignition, we turned it over,
it was go, go,
and
go,
we
go,
were going
go.
100 miles an hour. So before we get too crazy into this whole thing, we certainly want to get this business out in front of everybody.
We do want to thank all the Kern High School District superintendents that have really allowed our Director of School Support Services, Stan Green, and myself to really get this project going. First of all, we want to thank our superintendent, Dr. Brian Schaefer, our assistant superintendent of instruction, Dr. Brenda Lewis, our assistant superintendent of human resources, Dr. Mike Zolfa, our deputy superintendent of business, Dr. Scott Cole, and our assistant superintendent of educational services and innovative programs, Dr. Dean McGee. Thank you all for allowing us to display what our Kern High School District athletes can do.
Kern Schools Federal Credit Union came on board day one last August when this vision came to reality, and they've been such an integral part of our student athletes and our community and our colleges here. So thank you to Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. When we say we couldn't do it without you, well, we really mean that. You jumped on board and showed everybody right away this is going to be something special. We want a part of it. And then our good friends at PAV Solar and Communication. Again, thank you so much for seeing the vision with us. Premier Lighting, always looking to be involved in anything that shines well on our community. And then Tony's Pizza. Last night's Tony's Pizza Player of the Game. I was outruled already. I'm 0 for 1. I was shut down by both K-Dubs, but it was for a good reason. Our first Tony Pizza Player of the Game this year went to young McCall, who threw it down, and as you said, really kind of stamped that victory late in the game. And really, we could have gone with two other players, one on the losing team, but the Tony's Pizza Player of the Game last night was awarded. And tonight we will have a Tony's Pizza Player of the Game. Thank you, Tony's Pizza. And how about Raymond's Trophies, a name synonymous with sports activities and congratulatory trophies from Raymond's Trophies. Well, we're about to get going. The captains are meeting center court. We have two officials that were in. One of the officials was in the game last night that's here tonight. And, boy, they did a superb job from the Kern County's Official Association. Just had a great game. It was fast-paced. And look at this. Ty Hammonds, Stan Davis, known each other probably since Ty was born. I know Stan's probably he loves me saying that, but the coaching fraternity, and you saw it so well last night with Coach Martin and Coach Hammond. It's pretty special.
There's a respect factor there, and after the game, nothing but nothing but accolades for each other. We had a pre-production kind of meeting with the coaches, and they both had high praises for each other and understood that. And if anything, if this game is indicative of what it was last night, we're in for a real treat. And as we're starting to see, this crowd is starting to pack it out right now, and there is a buzz, much like there was yesterday. We're going to go ahead and take just a few second break, and then we'll be back. Hopefully for tip-off, we'll be ready to go for another exciting game.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference?
Welcome back, everyone. We are at West High School. This is the Kern High School District's live streaming of boys and girls sports here, the winter sports calendar. We will start girls basketball next week. More on that in a few minutes. Right now, it is all about this great contest between the Falcons of Independence High School and the West High School Vikings. Let's listen in to the public address announcer.
Tonight, the starters for the Falcons. Number 2, Elijah Cardenas.
Elijah Cardenas being introduced as one of the starters, the senior.
Number 5, Brandon Anaya.
Number 5, Brandon Anaya.
Number 13, Dustin Henderson.
There's the big fella, Dustin Henderson.
Number 14, Lance Henderson.
Look at this. What a tandem. What a tandem.
And number 44, Kevin Larson.
Here comes Big Kev.
Back there's our coach, Stan Davis.
Here comes the announcement of the starting West High Vikings from home.
Vikings. Number 11, Austin Contreras.
46 points last night.
Number 20, Dalton Mason.
Big stuff from the big guy last night underneath the rim.
Definitely a tough player.
Eric Hinton played a big role in that comeback last night.
23, Terry Phillips.
Yeah, man, oh man, did he have a game last night.
And number 31, Adrian Daniels.
The freshman gets the start at home.
The Vikings are coached by Ty Hammond. Now would you please stand and remove all head coverings as we honor our troops.
As we do always on KernHighSchool.com, KernHigh.org, we always just stop and do the anthem with them. That was beautiful. A nice $10,000 Hammond organ, but we'll take it, man. I love it. Kevin Willie running everything on that camera. All the shots that you're going to see tonight come from his skill set. The man right in the middle, K-Dub 2, is, talk about he's got his hands full. He's got his computer up. He's got our board going. My name's Vance Palm. We are looking forward to a great call tonight. West High School hosting the Independence Falcons. And for what was a raucous JV game, this gym has gone eerily quiet, but it's for a reason. I think everybody realized, Kyle, it's an important game for West High. They're 1-1 right now. They had a big game 24 hours ago. Are they drained? Do they still have it? How about Independence coming in on the road, 14-5? Everybody's always targeting Independence. So your thoughts right before tip-off?
I think this is going to be a great game. We'll see the resolve of these two teams coming right after a big game. One other thing, if you guys want to follow all replays, highlights, anything, any news, go to our Twitter at KHSD Athletics. You want to see more dunks, we'll have those. Back to you, Vance.
Here we go. We're underway. Falcons come right at the baseline right away. It doesn't go in. It's going to be a baseline takeout, but early action by Dustin Henderson. Henderson went straight to the baseline with his right hand, didn't go. Oh, he's got to look. Nice pass down low. Larson has it, misses off the glass. And it's going to be a rebound by Mason. Here come the Vikings. Look at this freshman phenom. He kicks it over to Hinton. Hinton comes up. Larson with another block. Looks for the fast break. Can't get it. Mason just muscles it. And look, West High looking for the foul. Don't get the call. Larson, 2 big blocks. Coach Hammonds thinks at least one of them was a foul. Here comes the ball down low. Over to Cardenas. Cardenas goes young baseline. Stops. Pulls up. It goes. First score of the game, Elijah Cardenas. Top scorer for the Falcons.
I watched these guys play Bakersfield Christian at the Garces tournament. You're going to see a skill set with Henderson, number 14. As you said, passes the ball really well.
Up high off the glass, Adrian Daniels, the 5'6", 145-pound freshman. We saw him last night, just a one-man press breaker because they have to look out for Cardenas, so he's the guy that could be the real sleeper here. And, oh, goodness, another big contact by Larson. No call. Here come the Falcons. It's put up, and it does not go. Big rebound by Dante Mason. So they trade blows here early, 2-2 at West High.
You notice the free throw that was just missed. We talked about it yesterday, how many free throws West High really struggled at the line, and they already started out missing one.
Adrian Daniels, fast break. Look out. Breakaway by Henderson. Henderson goes up off the glass, so no transition defense stopper back there for the Vikings, and it's 4-4. You're so right on the free throws. We'll keep tabs on those tonight. West High missed a bunch last night. Daniels goes off the screen of Porter. Daniels comes in again. Daniels up and, oh my goodness. Adrian Daniels right now is responsible for all 3 buckets, and all 3 of them have been on the right side of the glass, and all 3 of them have been in the neighborhood of Kevin Larson. And you're talking about a 6'8" Kevin Larson. So, missed free throw though. Full court press getting put on by the Vikings. Long pass down court, and it's ill-advised. Here comes Terry Phillips. Phillips likes to go to the rack. Phillips misses short. Oh, look at this big putback. It may put back, and there's the foul. Dante Mason pump fakes, gets Kevin Larson.
I'll steal a line from Fletch. We got Daniels, who's 5'6", but he's about 6 foot with that afro right there.
He's got it, man. He's got it. Here's Dante Mason.
You talk about silky smooth, though. 3 layups. Once again, free throws. We've been talking about it for 2 nights in a row, but they got to start making those free throws.
At the line, Dante Mason gets the second one to go.
West High likes to press a lot, and we'll see how Independence responds by breaking that down. They like to do a trapping press. Henderson with the ball. That name Henderson synonymous with Bakersfield basketball. Vance, I know you'll talk about that in a little bit, but
brother missed that one right there. Here comes Contreras. Contreras, scoring machine, gives the ball to Phillips. Phillips has the ball batted away, and who wants it? Contreras almost picked it up. Coach Dan Davis not happy right now with this lack of focus he seems to think that his Falcons have, and I wouldn't be surprised if he calls a timeout. I would not be surprised if, and exactly what he did.
Calls it right off the break. We're going to go to a break right now and thank one of our sponsors for all the hard work that they do for us.
100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
Welcome back, everybody. 5:28 left in this first quarter. 7-4, the Vikings lead at home over the Independence Falcons. Timeout just called by Stan Davis, and you can almost see it coming. Just some lazy passes, some evidence of a lack of focus out there early. Here comes Contreras doing what he does. Misses his first of the night, but a big battle down low by Phillips, and that's exactly what Phillips does. Just keeps the ball alive. He wants to take a look at it. Phillips comes in, stops, pumps, gets up, doesn't go. Big rebound by Larson. Has the ball batted away. Phillips has it. What will Phillips do? He kicks it back out. Austin thought about it. Now he comes in, takes a look, has the ball batted away by Larson. Contreras in trouble, no call. But a quick outlet up here. Look at this. Cardenas wants to pull the trigger, and he does.
Got to take a look and see how Austin responds tonight. He hurt his knee last night, and hopefully towards the end of the game, and hopefully he comes back and he can have the same type of performance he had last night.
A big muscle move down low. Doesn't get it. That's going to be a foul, and that's probably going to be called on Eric Hinton. We'll see. So. Oh, the foul's going to be on Dante Mason, so a foul on Mason. So 1 foul on Mason, and we're tied up at 7 apiece here. Nice start to this game, just like it was last night. Just pedal to the metal, full throttle from the moment of the opening tip. Vikings in a full court press. Cardenas looks to get trapped. For that reason alone, to kick it out to Lance Henderson. Henderson throws it down in the corner, and it's going to be a traveling call on Jalen Kellums. So Kellums called for the walk.
I had a chance to watch Elijah Cardenas, number 2, against Bakersfield Christian. He is a playmaker, and he's a shooter, and it's curious to see how he gets going as he's guarding the freshman right now. Let's see if he can lock him up with some of his athleticism.
Another big rebound by Larson, and again, they kick it out for a fast break. Independence Falcons have that really super fast break, and that's going to be an over-the-back call on Dustin Henderson, so he gets called for the foul. But I'll tell you what, Kyle, you've got someone like Kevin Larson who looms over everyone. He grabs the rock on a rebound, and Coach Davis has him flicking it down court with ease. Instant fast break.
One thing about these West High Vikings, though, we saw yesterday, it doesn't matter about the length. They're going to go right at you. They're going to go. They are unafraid of anyone. They have tons of resolve.
We'll stay here. Quick timeout called by Coach Hammonds. He wants to talk for just a second, a 30-second timeout. Once again, we'll catch our breath. Thank you, everybody. We are here, KernHigh.org's live stream coverage of high school athletics here in Kern County. We're into the winter sports season. It's boys basketball. And last night, our opener of Phase 2 of KernHigh.org was a barn burner. Ridgeview hosted these Vikings, and it was something to be held. It was a fantastic game. We'll get into our schedule a little bit later in the second quarter, but tonight we're at West High. We're these same Vikings hosting the Falcons. 7-7 is the score. I'm Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley to my left, and to my extreme left, Kevin Willie. And a little bit of discombobulation after that fast start. But taking the ball out now, the 46-point man last night. 46. Austin Contreras, number 11. The senior tosses it into the freshman. Wow. Hinton has the ball. Down to Phillips in the corner. Phillips looks to a screen from Mason, gets it. And Phillips comes in and lays it off the glass. What a beautiful play drawn up by Coach Hammonds in the timeout. Now here comes the trap press, but Cardenas able to break it easily. 1-on-2. Stops, pulls up, and what a shot he has. Battle down low for it, but it ends up in the hands of Lance Henderson. And you talked to me about Lance Henderson's soft touch. Big fellow with a soft touch. We're tied up at 9.
I like seeing the biggest guy on the court, Larson. He could take it off on the offensive side, but he's working those offensive rebounds. But we see West High is unafraid of the length right now. They're going right at him.
Dante Mason continues to battle. There's a nice shot right there. That might go. And it does.
The bank is open.
Daniels. A three. Here comes the fast break right at him. And it's, would have been a nice shot there, but they kick it back over. And now the ball comes down low to Larson. Larson gets it to go in. So the big three by Daniels subdued just a little bit by that instant fast break offense by the Falcons. Daniels to Contreras. Contreras stops, steps back, pulls back. There we go.
Let's see if that's the shot he needs to get him going.
A steal by the Vikings. They're up 14-11 with 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Contreras, 1-on-2, 1-on-3, kicks to the corner. A good look, a little bit long. It's rebounded down there by Phillips. Keeps it alive. There's AC. In and out, doesn't go. Larson can't hang on. Mason with the big board. He's fouled on the way up.
Mr. Energy right there, Mason. We saw that last night. He was a pester on the offensive boards. He definitely brings that energy and does the dirty work for the West High Vikings.
Mason at the line now. And Coach Hammond's concept right now is get that ball down low, and Mason makes the first. Get the ball down low, and let's get Kevin Larson in trouble and get the big fly swatter out of there if we can, and then run a different set. But right now it's working. Larson only has 2. Coach Hammond's telling the refs he should have 4 by now, of course. Here's Mason. Can he get the second one to go?
Once
Kyle,
again, those free throws.
They just are stuck on that 50%. So Larson out right now as they go with Kathan Crawford, and now Crawford comes up with a steal. A nice pass down low. That's a really good-looking pass right there to Henderson. Henderson lays it off the glass, but an assist easily by Crawford, and it's 15-13 West. Into the ball game for the Vikings. Jaron Bell. A lot of action last night for Bell. Contreras has it up top. Has Henderson covering him up high. A tight pass in a tight window, and it didn't work. And here comes Contreras. Contreras lays it off. Cardenas, my apologies. And we're tied up at 15 with a buck to go here in the first quarter. Contreras looking for the foul, not getting it. What a smart play inside. It doesn't go, but a really smart play by Jaron Bell. He was going to throw it out to the corner and quickly saw that Contreras was covered, put up the one-footer, didn't go. That's going to be a foul.
Once again, you look at Mason, who's continually active for the West High Vikings down there on that offensive glass, always tipping balls, always extending plays, keeping that alive. The small little things that help the West High Vikings stay in games if they're outmatched with length and size and all that.
46.2 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Ball comes in to Lance Henderson. Henderson pulls it back a little bit. Cardenas is going to run the point, their leading scorer. There's a three. Boom. And it's Lance Henderson. My partner, Kyle Wiley, told me before the game started, Vance, get ready. Number 14 can do it all, and you're right. Phillips, baseline, great defensive effort down there. Falcons in a zone, by the way. Jaron Bell comes in, and he's hammered, so he'll shoot 2.
One thing I really like about Lance Henderson's game is he's a bigger fella in there, but he reminds me of Anthony Mason of the old New York Knicks teams, who's a little bit bigger but can run that point forward. Soft hands, can shoot it a little bit, can kind of inside out it a little bit, deceptive, and is a huge mismatch problem.
Jaron Bell, the banks are open on the free throw line too.
It's always nerve-wracking, just these free throws. West High at the free throw, are they going to stay at that status quo of 50% like they were last night? They've kind of gotten off to a little bit of a shaky start tonight, but once again.
Lance Henderson out. Damaris Herron in. At the buzzer, all glass, no net. And at the end of the first quarter at West High School, the Independence Falcons have eked out a 2-point lead, 18-16 back right after this on KernHigh.org.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
Three, two, one.
Welcome back, everybody, into the first quarter at West High School. The Vikings trail at home by 2, and kind of a sporadic first quarter. It started off guns a-blazing, and then they slow down in the middle of it, and right now it's 18-16, Independence up. West High will take the ball out. Well, partner, what do you think of the first quarter?
Well, what I know about a Stan Davis coach team, he coaches discipline, and he makes great adjustments whenever a little adversity comes. Curious to see how long Larson stays on the bench, as well as Lance Henderson, some of their inside presence. But you have to be impressed with number 2, Cardenas, who kind of sets the tempo. But West High keeps going right at him.
And look at this. Aaron Porter took the ball at the top of the key on a pass, and then himself made an interior pass to Terry Phillips, and Terry Phillips goes off the glass and fouled. So hats off to the big fella, 34, 6'5", 250. That's Aaron Porter. Nice pass down low, and will it get capitalized on? It does. So Phillips gets 3. Ball, oh, goodness. Whoa, wow. Whoa. And a great call by the official there. We all saw it. We all saw it. That's the right call. That's the right call, ref. That's the right call by the official. The inbounds man tossed it. It got batted back into his hands. He jumped up in the air like that matters. Yeah. You can't come out of – you're essentially gone out of bounds and come back in. The official made the right call.
Just a little delayed, and I think that's frustrating for a coach, especially on those transitions.
You're right.
Against the press break.
Sarton into the ball game, as well as Nevels, and all for not a moot point. The Vikings turn the ball over on a travel, so 7:37 to go here in the half, 19-18, and
Austin Contreras coming back into the game.
That didn't last long, did it?
He's going to come back and see how he starts shooting the ball a little bit.
Oh, look at this, another turnover by the Falcons down on the far side. The ball from Cardenas over to Heron. The ball just kind of trickles out of bounds, and Stan Davis just beside himself right now. Like, we're on the road. We're in a tight place. This place is starting to fill up quickly, and we're just throwing the ball away. I think the Falcons have at least 6 turnovers here already. Contreras, that looks good. Oh, man, battles in and out. What a big rebound down low by the big fella. Porter can't get it to go in, but the Vikings battle for it, and Falcons end up with it. Dangerous bounce pass. Porter to Contreras. He might pull the trigger, but oh my goodness, he's got a man right under the hole.
He did that last night too as well. Fast break, doesn't matter, no layups, all threes. It's that Steph Curry effect that we talked about yesterday.
19-18.
Falcons just can't get a rhythm right now as they hit that bank shot in there by Henderson, but trying to find a rhythm, both sides. He knows Independence is dropping back in a half-court defense rather than a full-court press that we saw last night with Ridgeview. Yep. And we're not going to get that 102-97 game that we had last night.
Porter looking for a guy, finds a man, and they're going to say 3 seconds on Phillips. He got called for one last night as we see Daniels come back in, and we're going to see Hezekiah Washington for the first time tonight. But back to that 1 point, it was 2-0. There was a 2-0 break, nobody on him, and it's a 19-20 game. I'd like to see Austin kick that up to the man up front, get the 2 points.
The freshman.
And a hard-working Adrian Daniels. If we were to have to give the Tony's Pizza Player of the Game away in the second quarter, he's got it. The young freshman will take the ball out on the baseline.
He's done some good things defensively. He's got about 6 to 8 points right now.
He started the ball game with the first 3. Contreras pulls up, throws up, doesn't get it. So Contreras going to the well quite a bit. Look at this hard work here.
That defense right there by Daniels again.
And a nice, beautiful
great
pass. Oh, he misses the layup.
Got to finish.
Heron misses the layup. Daniels pulls it back. That looks like a good shot right there, but it's not.
Had that lefty, big, smooth Sam Perkins shot right there, set shot. See how Henderson gets in there, takes it right at him.
He goes right to the bucket with it. He's one of these players that's saying, I've seen enough. 22-19 right now. Independence over the Vikings. 5.5 left in the first half. And not the cleanest of basketball so far. And last night we might have been spoiled by this West High School team that was lighting it up. And Contreras is not going to get 46 back-to-back. So
it was an exhausting game. It's got to be for those guys to come back on the next night to have that game is a tough thing to do.
No question. Ball comes in to Mason. Nobody messes with Dante. Contreras looks good. Oh, he rattles in and out again. What a nice rebound and a nice pass. Jaron Bell to Mason. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul. They're going to say that Dante Mason was trying to clear out. Offensive foul. Coach Hammond's not arguing it, but also pleading his case for a couple of other options down there in the paint. And Dante Mason's 6'4", 200 pounds, and he's just a phenomenally strong and aggressive athletic player. I like his style. Here comes a long pass down the side. It's going to get saved for a moment, but I'll tell you what, some sloppy basketball by the Falcons right now. They're too talented for this.
Absolutely. Too many players, too much talent, like you said, too much skill set that's there. And just for them to turn the ball over makes it tough.
Lance Henderson will come in. He's the junior. His brother Destin Henderson, the senior, both on the floor. 5:09 remaining here in this first half. 22-19, Independence with a 3-point lead. I think both coaches will tell you, in looking at this tape, yuck. So far. Contreras takes a look. Will they finally go down? It does. The bomb from Austin Contreras, and he gets his first three of the evening. Look out, fast break Falcon style. Beautiful pass, and he misses. Another miss. We're tied up at 22. Here comes Daniels. He pulls it back, kicks it over. An open look for Bell if he wants it. He decides to pull the trigger, doesn't go. Battle for the rebound, and it is Mason that saves the ball. Look at the hard work by Dante Mason. The West High crowd loves it. Woo! We have a timeout on the floor. What do you got going, Kyle?
Well, I'm going to be updating that bomb that Contreras just put up there. So take a look at Twitter, at
Woo.
KHSD Athletics. That's going to be on here shortly. And if you actually look, he actually sets the screen, kind of a pick and roll situation, and he gets loose. And that was from, I think he was shooting it from like East High School or something like that, even though we're at West.
Take a look at Stan Davis and what he's telling his guys. Ty Hammond and what he's telling his guys. .434 remains in this first half. I'm going to try to stranglehold Matt Bone if I can get him up here for a couple of minutes at halftime and talk to Matt. A West High School Viking, but he's coaching against his alma mater, and he's been with the JV team for a long time now, and he's been a big part of the success for the varsity program as he grooms the varsity players for Stan Davis. And so many of these kids that play on the JV level to go to the varsity level end up, having that symbiotic relationship with both coaches. You know this from playing and from coaching. The JV head coach, a crucial part of the success at the varsity level. We'll hope to get Matt up here for a few minutes. He's a busy guy.
When you have stability in an overall program in any sport, familiarity with vocabulary, familiarity with the system and how you do things, the best teams in town have those lower levels that are pretty good.
Contreras looking for space, gets it. Oh, off the front rim, but a rebound by Daniels. He pulls it back out. Daniels takes it back. I'm so impressed with this freshman player.
Absolutely.
He gets pressured up high. It's a 1-3-1 zone, but doggone it, Daniels boots it out of bounds. Of all things, He's got such fantastic hands. No wonder he's not playing soccer. Contreras in there for the battle. It's going to end up being Independence basketball, but boy, we've seen this West High School press for a game and a half so far, and I'm very impressed with Coach Hammond's pressure.
I'm looking over there. Cardenas is away from the ball. He's one of their best ball handlers. There's got to be something there to help out. He's kind of just standing over there. He needs to come help out over there. Coach Davis is getting on him right now about that. He's got to come. He's got to come help him out.
And the foul is going to be called, and that's going to be called on Adrian Daniels. But I'll tell you what, I can almost guarantee Coach Hammond has no problem with it. And it just read my mind. The event just happened exactly what I was going to say. I was going to tell you that Daniels is really getting into the head of Irvin, and exactly Irvin just got called for the foul. So that's why I was going to say Coach Hammond's not even upset with the call on his freshman. He knows what he's doing. 22 up right here, Kyle, 22 apiece.
Like you said, different feel. There's got to be some more energy in this game on both sides, and I think both sides are waiting for that breakout moment that's going to happen right now. Last night it was a dunk of a few. It was a few threes from Austin and all that. Let's see what play right now is going to make the difference and really set the course for one of these teams to kind of pull away.
Daniels takes it back up top, looking for Contreras with him. Takes a pick, not really even a pick and roll. That's the space he needs. He pulls the trigger, and it goes. Another big three by Contreras. 25-22, Vikings lead by 3. Larson has it, tosses it into Henderson down the middle. Henderson up and in. They call offensive foul.
That's a tough play right there. Going up with his left, you can see the skill set that Henderson has.
As you speak, I try to soak in the atmosphere from the Independence fans. They didn't like the charging call.
That was a tweener. That was a tough one right there.
Ball goes down in the corner. Now it's baseline. Mason loves it down there. Kicks it back out to Phillips. One of these big guys needs to put it up. It's Phillips. Doesn't get it. Phillips grabs his own rebound. Phillips takes another look. Now out to Contreras. He pulls up at half court, and you better get on him.
He may shoot it.
Daniels now goes off a high pick. That's a beautiful pick and roll. He decides to keep it himself, and that time the ball gets blown out. Nice little give back on that pick and roll. Might have been the perfect play, and I think looking at Coach Hammonds, he said the same thing. Give it back to the big fella. They throw it back out here in the hands of Hinton. At the elbow, gets the perfect look, doesn't drop in for Hinton. Here comes a fast break down the near side right in front of us. Cardenas kicks it back out in the hands of Anaya. Down low to Larson, doesn't work. Batted away by Terry Phillips.
You know, Larson has that all night, but you got to give better entry pass to that. Go over the top. I mean, you got a 6'9" center right in there. Just throw it up to him.
He's battling now, grabs down a big rebound. Here comes Henderson. Henderson comes in, and this time he's fouled, and it goes. And it goes. Lance Henderson again with that soft touch. And Eric Hinton tried to get down there and take that charge. He tried to take it. Basket is good. And back into the ball game is Independence. That's Jalen Kellums. He's coming in for Anaya. And Eric Hinton comes out for the Vikings. As we see Edward Sarton back in. Missed free throw. 25-24. West up with 2:20 left here in the first half at home. Contreras looking for space. Ball deflected out of bounds. It'll remain West High School ball. 2:11 left here in the first half. 25-24. Low scoring affair. I think we had this in the first minute last night. Contreras thought about it. Over to Sarton. Now to Daniel. Ball comes down low, batted away. Not a good pass.
Got to go to the bounce pass on that, especially when you have a 6'9" defender like
Cardenas.
that.
Oh, battles in and out. Kevin Larson.
Wow.
Says thank you and goodbye, basketball.
I'm going to be quiet here for a second as I get that replay up and going on Twitter. That is a play that we've talked about.
Ball comes down to Sarton. Sarton pulls in. Nice pass to Phillips and a beautiful give and go underneath the basket. And here comes the fast break to Cardenas. Now Cardenas comes in, and he makes it off the glass. So now a rip-roaring pace here the last minute and a half of the first half. A thunder dunk Kevin Larson putback that'll be all over Twitter, and then a quick exchange down low with Phillips, gets one off the glass, and then right back at it for the Falcons. 28-27, Independence with the 1-point lead. Contreras comes up off the glass, lays it in. 29-28, we're under a minute to go here in this first half. Cardenas has it, brings it into the paint, floats one up, and it goes, and the foul is going to be called on Dante Mason. So the big fella picks up his third foul. That's the third foul for the 6'4", 200-pound junior in Dante Mason.
And if you go on Twitter right now, you can see that thunder dunk from Kevin Larson off the miss. Definitely looks nice. Thank you, Kevin Willie, for capturing that. It looks really nice on Twitter, at KHSD Athletics.
Coach Hammond's upset. Dante Mason had 2 fouls and under a minute to go here. Probably would want him out.
He's their energy guy. He's their dirty work guy. Got to have him in. Got to save him for the second half. This game's going to be a tight one.
They're going to say, the ball was kicked by Dustin Henderson, so they're going to reset it. It was kicked by a Falcon. Stan Davis not happy. Thought it was kicked by his own player, so 37 seconds left to go here in the first half. The ball is up top. Sarton has it. Sarton comes in, pulls. Sarton may get himself in trouble there. Look out, and it's going to be a foul, and it's going to be called on Jalen Kellums. He'll get the call on this foul.
You know, a couple big plays. That little stretch there of about a minute is really setting some energy into this gym right now. So we'll see if this type of energy continues.
At the line. He finally gets it to go. Sarton.
Let's see how Independence, how this quarter, we have 20 seconds left in this game, in this half, pardon me.
Are we trying to get out of here early?
No, not
Henderson
at all.
comes
This is a
in.
great game.
Ball deflected out.
Now.
And a lot of time in that key. Here comes Lance Henderson. He comes up, and it does not go. He gets fouled, though. 31-30 the score. Independence up by 1. 10 seconds to go here in the first half. It's been a heated game so far, and I think a lot of it, Kyle, is frustration. It's not as if the fans are heated because it's a 50-50 half and there's high-scoring game going on right now. There's a lot of frustration taking place because neither team are really performing at the level that they feel they should be just yet. So, of course, frustration kicks in, and maybe a missed call or a questionable call that they think is questionable amplifies the tensions in here. But overall, I think the players and the coaches are going to have to regroup and get these guys up to the level they need to be. So here's the first missed free throw out of 2 there by Lance Henderson.
And like you said, a lot of sloppy play, but, one play, one off call by a referee could set the tone, and it's the ref's fault, but we haven't seen the cleanest basketball here all night.
Lance Henderson makes the second. 2-point lead for the Falcons, 32-30. Vikings under 10 seconds to go. Contreras comes down. The whistle blows. What's the whistle going to be? So with under 10 seconds, Gerald Harris Irvin picks up a foul, and that's his second foul of the evening. So under 10 seconds in the half to pick up a foul. What that does is stops the clock and puts Nevels at the line, so Nevels can tie the ball game up here. First one up, and it's good.
I think what they're also trying to do is they're trying to find out where Contreras is, where Austin is, so he doesn't get one of those deep threes to put a dagger going into half.
How about that, though? 2 nice free throws to tie it up. And now we have a substitution coming in. Kellum's going to come back in for Harris Irvin. And here comes the 5-second play. Henderson runs the baseline. Ooh. That ball's got to go up. It's shot, and it's back of the rim. And how do you like this? At the end of the first half, we're tied up 32 apiece here at West High School. The Vikings are holding on to a tie ball game here when at the last 30 seconds, looked like things were kind of going awry. When we come back, might have some more fun here. I've got a couple guys I might snag for an interview. Take a break here, Kyle.
All right. We'll be back with more live stream from KHSD Athletic.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Students are learning what it takes to live, thrive, and survive in a live production environment. Students have to set up the equipment. We have to have our grips to set up our equipment. We have segment producers. We have our editors, our anchors.
It's like a family in here. We all work well together, and we can't do anything by ourselves. We need a team to do it.
Here's Ephraim with your out-of-town weather.
I'm learning how to work with other people. I met a lot of people. I feel good. I'm proud of what I can do.
In my junior year, I joined this classroom because I wanted to learn about film. The whole process, from camera to edit, from light to sound, audio, and Watson opened more doors for me to get into where I'm at now at Telemundo at KGT.
It's great to be able to see students grow and flourish when given a chance. That's what we want, especially in programs like this. We want to give students a chance to be successful.
Well, we're learning a lot, and especially with just the basic knowledge of what you would need for an entry-level job.
All the basic skills to be a medical assistant in a doctor's office or a clinic.
You're leaning on it, and that'll make a difference.
And then they also do on-the-job training, and they work in doctor's offices or clinics throughout Kern County. The kids are job ready, and many of them are employed before the end of the school year. They're promised a job, as well as they continue their education. We have many registered nurses out there and even physicians.
I'm thinking I want to be an anesthesiologist. So a lot of school, but it'll be worth it in the end.
Welcome back, everybody. 32-32 at West High School. The Vikings hosting the Independence Falcons. Last night, Ridgeview hosting West. It was 32-32 at the end of the first 3 minutes. A run-and-gun affair last night. Tonight, a little bit more slower down zone type of a situation. A little bit of fast break here and there, but a ton of mistakes early. I'm sure both Coach Hammond and Coach Davis are in there talking to these guys about take care of the ball. Kyle, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, you said it exactly right. You see that Independence is taking a different approach, and they're running more of a half-court defense rather than the full-court press we saw with Ridgeview. But we had a stretch of about 2 minutes where we were looking for a spark plug. That thunder dunk off the miss right there can really, for a high school game, really change the complexion and energy levels of the game. But then West High is coming back, and watch out for Austin Contreras, because once he gets going, he gets rolling, West High seems to get going and rolling as well.
We have a very special guest with us here at halftime. He's a former West High School Viking. He's back on his old stomping grounds. My good friend and the current head coach at Bakersfield College in his 12th season as the head coach for the Renegades, Rich Hughes. Coach, good to see you. 14-8 overall, 1-0 in league. Big win the other night. First of all, welcome back to your old stomping grounds.
Oh, thanks. That's always fun coming back to West. Brings back those memories, although it was a long time ago.
You burning up the net in here?
A few times, you know how it is. But no, there's not as good as Austin Contreras, I'll tell you that much.
Last night he had 46.
Yeah, that's
46
incredible.
last night. And tonight, I think what they're doing now, Coach, is they know that he had 46. When I see you sitting over there with Jackson, your boy, looking at this gym in here, you're watching these players, how important is it for you to get as many local Renegades as you can out of these high schools?
Well, we try to get the best, and we're out to a lot of games. It's hard to pick some nights because there's 3-4 games. Like tonight, Liberty, I think, was playing tonight, and a couple of Centennial. But we really like Contreras, and there's a couple kids from Independence. So our main goal is to recruit as many as we can. And, when we get into March, April, get as many out on visits as we can to the school and see who really wants to be there. So it's really important.
Tell us about your team this year, the Renegades.
Well, speaking of local, we have a couple locals this year that are really playing well for us, which is Tucker Ennigenberg from Stockdale. In fact, he had 19 last night at Pierce. Really good shooter, tough player. Henry Galanado from Cesar Chavez. He's a shot blocker, rebounder, really good player. Trey Armstrong from Golden Valley, kind of our steady point guard. But we got a lot of good guys. We got a mix. Jalen English, who was actually won the Valley Championship last year against Ridgeview, is playing for us, 6'8" wing. So we got quite a few from the Central Valley, and of course we got guys from out of the area. But we got a chance to win conference for back-to-back. Won it last year. We're hoping to repeat as champions, but we've only played one game, so we got a ways to go to be talking about back-to-back, but that's our goal.
Rich Hughes, head basketball coach, Bakersfield College Renegades. Rich, Ralph Cravey was a synonymous icon with Bakersfield College basketball. He coached at East High School, won a ton of section titles, won the 78 championship, recently passed away. It brought the basketball community in Kern County kind of back together for a couple of days as they read Jeff Evans' great piece on Ralph Cravey. I played for him at BC. We had a reunion about 6 or 7 years ago and brought all those players back. You're coaching in a special place, and he added a lot to that, didn't he?
Oh, he's the best coach that's ever been at BC. He won a state championship. To win a state championship at BC is a big accomplishment because there's not a lot of support. And he really worked hard and developed, got the local talent, was able to win that state. He had a great record. Very humble man, and anytime I had a question about anything, basketball or just coaching in junior college basketball, he was there. And the devotion of his players is another thing. He's there for a while, and he has so many players like Dean Jones. We had a kid, Andre Spencer, who played for him. We have a kid right now that is at BC because of Andre Spencer and because of Andre Spencer's connection with Ralph Cravey. So, he impacted BC in a big way. And like I said, he never wanted the hoopla. He won a state title. And last year it was an honor for me and Aaron Chavez, my assistant, that he was inducted into the California Community College Coaches Hall of Fame. And a lot of people don't know that. And that's a big honor. But he was a great high school coach, great junior college coach, great coach, period, and a great man.
Rich, in about 45 seconds, when you're watching this game tonight, from a college coach's standpoint, give us about a 30-second snapshot of what you're looking for.
Well, right now, it's a tight game. You got to make sure that Contreras doesn't go off because he's kind of struggled a little bit in the first half. Independence is doing a good job. They're slowing it down. They don't want to get up and down. That gives Contreras a chance to score. But look for Terry Phillips from West. He's another good player. He needs to have a good second half for them to win, but I can't predict because then both coaches will be mad at me. So one will be happy with me, one will be mad. So I'm going to go politically correct.
Rich,
have a good game.
Absolute pleasure to see you. Thank you for being willing to come up here when I start hollering at you, buddy. Great to see you. God bless you. Thank you, bud.
Thanks, Vance.
Rich Hughes, head basketball coach for our Bakersfield College Renegades. He just rattles these names off. Just boom. I'm looking at my rosters, and he's just like Contreras and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What a class act Rich is, and thanks for having him up here, and thanks for helping facilitate that, Kyle. I appreciate it. Well, here we go. You heard what he had to say. He talked a lot about what the players needed to do. And also, you think about these coaches right now, they know that their players aren't playing like they need to play. So you got to kind of walk that fine line of, come on, guys, but also knowing that they know they're not playing right.
Absolutely. We sound redundant.
Yep.
How many times have we said Phillips? How many times have we said Contreras? And the same guys we've been saying over and over the last 2 nights from West High is who coach is looking at to come play at BC. But I'm curious to see how a Stan Davis coach team comes out in the second half and responds. Some of that sloppy play, but, hey, we got some Henderson boys over there that are difference makers. You got a big 6'9" fella in there. See how they handle that. See if they can get it into him.
32-32 is the score. As we start this second half, again, we want to say our thank you to Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, PAV Solar and Communications, Premier Lighting, Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies, as we get going here in this third quarter. KW1 is Kevin Willie. KW2 is Kyle Wiley. I'm Vance Palm, and it is an absolute thrill to be calling the action for you. Here we go, third quarter. We started tied at 32. Falcons bring the ball out.
Seems like Independence is patient getting that 3. Let's see if that starts, ignites the second half. That freshman doing the little things. Nonstop, boxing out right there, making it difficult for Henderson, the longer Henderson, to get that rebound.
Certainly a good look to start off this third quarter. A wide open shot down there for Anaya. Pass down low. Oh, what a beautiful pass. A perfect look down low to Lance Henderson, and he puts 2 more in there.
Once again, capture all of our highlights and replays from some of the big plays from tonight's game at KHSD Athletics on Twitter. Very active, really trying to build it up and promote the student athletes of the Kern High School District.
Phillips has it in the corner. 5 on the shot clock, some patient offense. Somebody better put that ball up, and it's going to be Daniels. He puts it up, and it goes.
The freshman.
Uh-oh. They're going to say it was a travel call. Stan Davis can't believe it. The ball came out to Larson on a fast break, and he actually kind of picked it up for a second and took a little bit of a hiccup step. And that official's getting worked right now by the Independence bench. Larson pulls up, and that's Contreras with a bad shot. That was not a good shot. I know he can score, and he's got it going, but if he moves that ball around a little bit, foul call down here, and that's going to be on, I believe, Daniels. Another foul on Adrian Daniels down low, and I hope all of the Contreras family and friends and fans don't think I'm getting on him too much, but as I say that, I can see Coach Hammond's also talking to him like, look, you're my main guy. You're my scoring machine. We will get you the ball in the spots you need to be at. But if you try to go up against 4 or 5 guys right in your face, that's going to do more harm than good. And he said, yes, coach. He said, yes, coach. It went right back over. So get ready. Maybe some assists in the future. Missed free throw by Henderson.
Wonder if that'll be the difference. Both teams shooting about 50% every time they go to the line. Let's see if they can start to be a little bit more accurate with their free throws.
Independence pushing Contreras out to the hash mark almost every single set. Phillips now takes a look. Phillips comes down low, and he is bumped hard. No call. And Cardenas jogs it up, but he's being gloved over there by Hinton. Cardenas, the quick action. Henderson goes up, misses off the glass, grits his own rebound. Henderson goes back up again. Nice job by Mason. Mason has 3 fouls, so he can't really get physical in there. And I think what we're going to see from Coach Hammonds is Aaron Porter is going to go in and get Mason. Mason's got 3.
Those Henderson boys are really working underneath the glass, getting those rebounds. You saw both of them be very active on the offensive end right there.
A back door, but Daniels wasn't ready for it. Threw it, and the back door had already been opened up. Dante Mason going to come out. And he's out of bounds. The inbound pass to Dustin Henderson standing on the line. His tippy toes on the line. Vikings will take it in. Terry Phillips standing right below us.
Henderson's are trapping right now.
Oh, what a slick play by Contreras. Just kind of threw it into an open space and
He
told
was trying
Phillips to go for it.
Trying to hit it off his leg right there and ended up going around the defenders right there.
Hinton pulls it back out. Shot clock below 20. Phillips goes up and puts it up off the glass. What a nice move by Terry Phillips. We just heard BC coach Rich Hughes say he's a nice player too. And look at this. Henderson goes back in again. 39-36. Independence up 3. 5 to go here in the third quarter. Ball deflected out of bounds. Into the ball game for the Vikings is Jaron Bell. And they're going to give Contreras a quick rest.
He's played a lot of basketball the last 2 nights.
You're right.
He needs to catch a little breather.
You're right.
And he's full go the whole time.
So Porter would be the go-to scorer in this point, but he kicks it back out to Bell. Bell takes a look. Porter thought about it. Pulls it back for a second. He goes into the paint, kicks it back out. This is Hinton. Hinton to Daniels. Daniels back out to Porter. 7 on the shot clock. He says, I'll go for 3. It's going to come up short. Another fast break, but it's blocked this time by the Vikings.
The big fella has good handles. Takes care of the ball.
The lob.
Oh.
Didn't happen. Good idea.
A little bit better pass. That's on there. West High always wins those 50-50 balls down on the floor, as we can see right here. So,
and a nice pass outside. Daniels thought about it, penetrates, kicks. Porter has it up high. Porter, right now, as we said, is the go-to scorer for the Vikings with Contreras off the floor. Another block. Here come the Falcons. Henderson, will he go up straight? He does. Goes off the glass, and it goes. 41-36, biggest lead of any team in the game this evening. Independence up 5. Under 4 to go in the third quarter.
We've noticed in this third quarter, those Henderson boys have been pretty active. Brothers, junior and a senior. And they're starting to control the boards a little bit.
And the big guy, Aaron Porter, 6'5", 250, decides to go up against Larson. Larson's got 2 fouls. And here comes Anaya. Anaya back to Henderson. Henderson puts it off the glass, doesn't get it to go. The Vikings, just as you say, somehow end up winning these battles. Oh, a nice look down low for Porter, and he could not connect. Here comes a long throw, and it's an ill-advised pass. Should have never been made. Oh, what a beautiful rip out there by Dustin Henderson. Henderson comes in, he'll be fouled. It'll be on the ground. It'll be on the ground. So what work out there by Dustin Henderson. The foul's on Jaron Bell. He had the ball pickpocketed from him, so we're going to see Edward Sarton come back in for the Vikings. And now Coach Hammonds is like, look, I know you've got 3 fouls, but I need Dante Mason in there. And then he's going to go with Isaiah Neville's in there, and Contreras in there. He's cleaning house. 4 guys.
Sometimes you got to put your best players on the floor in a tight game. You can't let a game slip away, get too out of hand. Let's see if he can, his chest match works with him.
Vikings in
Henderson with a nice move.
Vikings in the 2-1-2 zone. But right now they're down 5, 43-38.
That athleticism we talked about Henderson, he's a bigger fella. But, man, that spin move, that drop move, everything, those are nice moves that sometimes are just you're born with.
Contreras shredded as he goes in. Mason down low. And, he gets it back out, and they're going to be a timeout called by Ty Hammonds. Hammonds takes the timeout. You know, Kyle, we were talking about the Henderson brothers. Dustin is the senior, and Lance is the junior. Henderson's number 13, and Lance is number 14. And not only are they brothers, but they're the grandsons of none other than Milt Henderson, a name synonymous with East High School. We talk about Coach Craffey and the East High Blades. Milt Henderson obviously knows all about that, and it's nice to see his grandsons down here. Milt, the resident dean of high school basketball, still, and a wonderful man. So as you point out, to have these 2 grandsons out at the floor at the same time, and the junior is the big fellow, Lance. The senior is Dustin. Both of them tonight having a huge impact on the game.
Absolutely. I had the pleasure to work with Milt Henderson for about a year and a half, and can't talk about a finer human being than Milt Henderson, and it's nice to see, you know, his grandsons picking up that basketball talent that they probably learned from Grandpa.
Contreras off the bench, gets a quick trigger, doesn't go. Larson pulls down the rebound. Shaky pass, Larson.
Good
Great
pass.
look down low, and that is up and in by Dustin Henderson. So a fantastic three-quarter court pass from Larson, and it's the biggest lead of the game. A 7-point lead, 45-38 for the Falcons. Ball comes down to Contreras. He needs to get hot. Well, that's a start. Another bomb by Contreras, but this fast break, if you want to call it that, I just call it a long outlet every time. The Falcons answer right back, 47-41. 6-point lead. The ball's in Neville's hands now. Neville's over to Sarton. Contreras pulls the trigger, comes up short and left. That's Cardenas. He gets it to go, 49-41. The foul's going to be on Jaron Bell, an offensive foul. And he plowed over Dustin Henderson, and Dustin able to draw the foul just as much as it was Jaron committing it. 1:12 left in the third quarter. Brother-to-brother pass. Jalen Kellums does a nice job handling that ball. Look at Mason, the work that he puts in. The big fella gets the steal. Contreras surveys the area. He's a southpaw. He goes to a strong side, kicks it out here. Oh! Who wants it? It's Phillips. Contreras has the space he needs, pulls the trigger. Bam! Another big three, 44-49. Cardenas kicks the ball off to Dustin, but he goes right back over to Cardenas, and he drops in a big three. 52-44. Now it's an 8-point lead. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Things starting to get going here. They're both starting to find their hot hand on both sides of the floor. And look at this. Hinton thinks he has it. Doesn't get it. Larson with the rebound. Kicks it over to Lance again. Here comes Cardenas. Cardenas looks down in the corner.
Looks like Larson's really starting to take control of the paint. He's probably got about 10 to 15 rebounds right now, and he's really starting to take over, especially on the defensive end, controlling those boards.
That is the end of the third quarter. 52-44, an 8-point lead. The Independence Falcons stretching things out. We'll be back right after this on KernHigh.org.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile.
And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time.
Welcome back to the Kern High School District KHSD Athletics live stream game between the Independence Falcons and the West High Vikings. Started to get a little bit more action on the offensive end in the third quarter as the game is now 52-44. We saw Contreras hit a few threes. Seen the Henderson boys play pretty well in that third quarter. And we've also seen Elijah Cardenas hit a big three at the end of the game to extend it to the largest lead of the night by the Falcons, up 52-44. Definitely a different feel from last night. It's more of a half-court game, as you've talked about, Vance, but definitely a good game nonetheless. Let's see if West High, who always has resolve and never quit attitude, let's see how they respond.
3 on the shot clock. Porter had to put it up. Air ball to start the fourth quarter. Here comes Cardenas. He stalls. He pulls it back in. He thinks he's got it. And, that looked good. Here comes Contreras. Austin comes in, pulls it up, and he gets fouled. Contreras will go to the line. 52-44 to start this fourth quarter. Independence 8-point lead. And now he'll go and try to stroke one in. And he gets his 14th point, I believe, 15th point of the evening. And 12 of them are threes. Okay, there we go. 52-46, 6-point lead for Independence. Coach Davis for the Falcons, Coach Hammonds for the Vikings. Larson, goodness, took a walk. And a travel as they're trying to get their flow going here in the fourth quarter, as we see Dustin Henderson about to step back on the floor for the Falcons, along with Kathan Crawford.
I think Chick Hearn used to call that little bunny hop in the pea patch, right? And definitely was, if I'm the big fellow right there.
Contreras gets his space.
Unconscious.
Doesn't get it to go, but a battle down low.
Another big defensive rebound. Larson, he's really stepped it up on the rebounds. He's going to probably end up with about 20 rebounds, really controlling.
Hey, look at this. A long ball by Kellums, and he gets it to go. And boy, with Coach Hammonds drawing up a defensive plan, that wasn't the one guy they were looking for to shoot the threes, but they got it from Kellums. Here comes Phillips, hard to the nail. Pulls it back over, and now Phillips has it again in the corner. Will this one go? That does not go, but a nice hard battle down there for the basketball, and it's going to be West High's call underneath the hole. Here comes Crawford and Dustin Henderson.
Looks like they're going to give Larson a little breather, but I think they need to put him back on there. Not for long. He's the one that's really been getting those rebounds, those tough rebounds.
We have a timeout on the floor. That'll give us an opportunity to talk about what we have coming down the pipeline. And we have a lot coming down the pipeline. And if you look at our schedule, you guys are finally giving me a night off. Goodness, Kevin and I thought, what are you guys doing to us now? I'm joking, of course. But next week, our first ever Kern High School District live streaming of girls sports in the basketball realm. We've done some volleyball, but on the 23rd, we've got East at North, the legendary North High Gym, the Blades against the Stars. And then on the 26th, next Thursday, a week from tonight, the Liberty Boy ball squad is coming over to play against the Drillers. The Patriots against the Drillers at BHS. The boys at 5:15. That is going to be an unbelievably packed gym. My daughters go to BHS. They're already trying to finagle their schedules so they can get over there. Patriots at BHS. And then we will do Ridgeview at Independence on Friday night, the 27th. And then Saturday at 12:30 in the afternoon, Liberty Girls at Centennial Girls. So, again, next week, East at North Girls, Liberty at BHS Boys, Ridgeview at Independence Boys, Liberty at Centennial Girls. And so much hoop I can't even talk.
We got some big games. Think about it, in 2 weeks for boys basketball, we have 4 of the top 10 teams in the Valley that we're live streaming. So we're trying to go for the marquee games, marquee talent. One thing I've told you, Vance, that East High girls game, they have a player named Nene. Watch out for Nene. She's a great basketball player.
Dustin Henderson called for the unfortunate back court. He went up and back in about a span of like 9 or 10 inches. His sneakers stepped on both sides, and that was enough. Now Phillips has it. He kicks it over here to Sarton. Sarton to Mason. Mason over to Sarton. Oh, and it goes off Sarton's ankle, out of bounds. And Coach Hammonds just has to sit down. 55-46, 5:30 left here in this fourth quarter. Kellums, who had a big three a few minutes ago.
Pass.
Big time brother-to-brother pass. Dustin Henderson to Lance Henderson. Phillips comes in, and, they're going to say it's on the ground. So he's a little gimpy after that. He maybe rolled a little bit of his ankle. What a strong move by Terry Phillips. No wonder Coach Hughes is looking at him at Bakersfield College. He likes what he sees, so do I. Sarton comes out, and Daniels, the freshman, back in for the Vikings. 57-46, 11-point lead right now for the Falcons. They get it into Contreras. That doesn't take long. He puts it up. What a beautiful stroke. Another three. Independence up 57-49. A kick out to the corner. Doesn't go. Rebound Phillips. Phillips thinks about it. Wants to give it to Contreras, but he can't. They're covering him on the fast break. So now Phillips says, I'm going to the hole. And he puts it up and in.
Big move.
Ooh, my goodness. Terry Phillips. That's 11 points. And now here comes a long bomb out to Henderson. He stops, pulls it up, thinks twice, wants to go down low. He's got a mismatch. So he says, I'll take the little guy down low. Doesn't score, but a big offensive board. Doesn't get put back, and now it's Phillips with the rebound. Oh, wasted opportunity there for the Independence Falcons. They had Lance Henderson, who's probably 6'4", 190, backing up Adrian Daniels, who is 5'6", 145, down under the block. They couldn't convert. The ball bounces off the rim a couple of times. Who else comes down with it but Terry Phillips, and he gets banged up on the way down the court, so the foul is called, and quickly Kevin Larson comes back in for Independence. 57-51, 6-point lead. Contreras steps up. Oh, almost. Every time he lets go of it, you think it's in. That time it didn't go. Here comes Cardenas. Cardenas stops at the free throw line, pulls up. Now that is a fundamentally sound basketball right there. That's what you call a serious jump stop.
And they're two difference makers that come back in the game, and we already see, I mean, a 6-point game. It was an 11-point game, and then all of a sudden a little run 6, bring your two starters back in. And now all of a sudden it's an 8-point game, and West High has the ball out of bounds on an Independence foul. But, hey, 3 minutes left. West High, 4 minutes left. West High never quits, never gives up. I think Coach Davis knows that about West High, so get your best players in there.
Tell you what, Terry Phillips. Oh, goodness. Phillips never quits. Here comes Alexander. Alexander comes up. He gets bumped, and frankly, that's not a bad foul at all.
Those Henderson boys have been playing a big second half.
Eric Hinton gets the foul called. I really think that's a good foul, actually. You're going to stop Dustin Henderson on the wide open floor. Terry Phillips, I thought, was banged up pretty big down there. Yeah. No call on that. Terry Phillips from West High School, fourth quarter, he just clicks it into another gear. We saw this last night. There's something about him as we see Dustin Henderson put in another free throw. 60-51, Independence 9-point lead as the senior Henderson on the line right now. Comes up a hair short. Daniels with the rebound. Over to Contreras. Contreras. He's pickpocketed. And here come the Falcons. Will they decide to keep going to the rack and push it? A bad pass saved out there. And that's just the sheer athleticism of Dustin Henderson. And now Phillips with the rebound. Here comes Bell. Bell sees a lane, goes in, puts it up, doesn't get it to go. And some nice work out there by Eric Hinton. Never stop playing, just like you say. 60-51, Independence, 3:21 left here in the fourth quarter as we see Lance Henderson come back in. Brother to brother down low. That's the matchup you want right there. That's exactly what they're looking for. Absolutely. And Henderson puts it in. And again, if Adrian Daniels is going to try to cover Lance Henderson, he's going to have to front him, and that's dangerous as well. He gets the bucket, and he'll go to the line. 62-51.
I think that was on Austin Contreras. They have similar look and similar build.
Oh, they had Austin down low.
Austin
Either way.
was down there, so you look at it with Henderson, though. You see how smooth he was going up there and under control for a big fella. Definitely good to have that in there.
Austin was blocked. I couldn't see him.
Absolutely, yeah.
12-point lead right now, 63-51. Here comes Bell. Bell goes it back to Contreras. Contreras kicks it back out to Hinton. Daniels drives hard to the nail, floats one up. Does it go? It does. Soft touch.
There's the freshman again.
10-point lead. It's all about the Vikings having to put the pressure on now. And look at this. Almost another errant, well, it wasn't errant pass, but almost another steal by Aaron Daniels right there. I mean, Adrian Daniels. I've seen tonight a few too many risky passes. There's another one. Deflected.
And you have a size match right there with Bell against Henderson.
Daniels to the hole. And that foul is going to be on Jalen Kellums. He gets called for his second foul of the evening. 10-point lead for Independence right now. 2:42 remains.
You know, this is a different game for West. They want to get out and run, want to get out and demonstrate their athleticism, play ball and all that. Independence has slowed them down, kind of taken them out of sync a little bit, made them have to be a half-court team. And I don't think West wants that. They want to be full go, full court, everything. And once again, free throws hurting them, trying to get back in this game. They got to start making free throws.
You're absolutely right. He makes the second. 9-point difference right now, Independence. Henderson being pressured down there by Hinton. He gets it across half court, and they're going to call a timeout. Stan Davis can see that his guard is under duress.
We're going to take a quick little break right here. We'll be back with more of KHSD Athletics live stream of West versus Independence. Welcome back to the KHSD Athletics live stream broadcast. Boys basketball game between the Independence Falcons against the West High Vikings. It has been a very good game. Independence lately, with about 2 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game, has started to pull away a little bit. I'd like to thank West High, been gracious host. Scott Davison, the athletic director, has done an amazing job accommodating both Vance and myself so that we could feature the athletes of the Kern High School District.
Quick look right out of the inbounds play, and that's going to be an over-the-back foul call on Lance Henderson. So a nice play drawn up by Coach Davis. He got exactly what he wanted, had his top scorer in the corner, looking at a nice three-pointer, didn't fall, and the big fella gets a foul over the back. So 63-54. Here's Contreras. He comes in and gets it to go. Fouls on Dustin Henderson, his second. So for all the scoring that he's done, he only has 2 fouls. But Austin Contreras makes the bucket, will go to the line. It's a 7-point differential right now. Every single free throw counts. He puts it up and it goes. So now 63-57. 2:21 to go in this game. Let's see if the Vikings can create some havoc here for the Falcons. The ball comes back over to Cardenas. Cardenas floats it over to Larson. And the big fella just holds it up. Now they go down low to Lance Henderson. Larson has it. Larson comes up and in. Oh, a beautiful layup. That was a nice play, actually, but he gets it to draw. It doesn't go. A big three put up from the corner by Contreras, and that doesn't go. So we're right back at it. Under 2 minutes to go, 63-57. A battle for the basketball. What's the call? And another call by Stan Davis, and I think the West High side is saying nobody had control of that basketball. Coach Hammonds wants an explanation. How can that be a timeout if that ball's rolling around? Be that as it may, it has been called. 63-57. We want to thank Superintendent Dr. Brian Schaefer, the Assistant Superintendent of Instruction, Dr. Brenda Lewis, the Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Dr. Michael Zolfa, Deputy Superintendent of Business, Dr. Scott Cole, the Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services and Innovative Programs, Dr. Dean McGee, and the Director of School Support Services, Stan Green. You are the visionaries that have absolutely helped facilitate what is now becoming the thing for high school students to talk about, tweet about, go on and check out. So thank you to the Kern High School District decision makers to get all this good, great news out about these young student athletes. More to come. Kevin covered a high school band competition last fall with 0.0000 advertising. and we had almost 1,000 viewers checking it out in a span of 2 or 3 hours. So we're so happy and so thankful that everyone's on board. Here we go, 1:52 to go, 63-57. Independence does have the ball. They have a scant 6-point lead right now at home. Crowd very tense tonight. It's been, you cut the tension here with a knife this evening.
I want to see if Austin Contreras has another big three. Give it right back down to the big fella who's been doing it all night right there, Henderson.
Here comes Daniels. He comes up, and he's bothered enough by Larson being there. So Larson's presence was enough. On the ball, rolls off the hands of Dustin Henderson right into the Vikings cheerleaders. And the Viking mascot letting them know. Jaron Bell takes it up top. They're down by 8. Things have got to happen quickly here. Oh, what a beautiful pass from Bell. And that's a foul, and that's going to be called on Dustin Henderson. That was a really, really slick-looking play by the senior, Jaron Bell, number 22. He looked through traffic, and he saw his fellow senior, Contreras, making a backdoor cut, and that was a really, really nice pass. Big free throws. Boom. Contreras makes the first. This will make it a 6-point game, and it is 65-60 now. 65-59, 119 left. Sooner or later, some decisions are going to have to be made by this West High School Viking team. They are down 6.
The patience of the Henderson brothers, they got that like sixth sense with each other. Good pass right here. Larson got to take care of the ball.
Ball stolen by Larson down low. Here comes Daniels. Daniels pushes it down the floor, throws it out to Bell. Bell comes in, and a foul by Larson, and the ball goes in.
This is what Westside does. They make their run. They don't give up. They keep coming right at you.
Jaron Bell misses the free throw. Big free throw. Oh, goodness, that would have put him behind 3. A 1-point possession. Again, as Kyle talked about, free throws. Here comes Cardenas. He just goes to the rack. He's fouled, and it does not go. So Jaron Bell's missed free throw leaves it a 4-point game.
2-possession game at that.
So
it's the small things we've talked about. Careless mistakes, little turnovers on the sideline. Which one of those mistakes are going to come back to haunt either Independence or West High? But free throws, seems like a small thing, but it's a big thing at the end of the game.
Elijah Cardenas can make some free throws. But he misses the second one.
Let's see if that hurts Independence right there.
Ty Hammonds calls a timeout. 66-61. As disjointed as this game has become at times, we've also seen some electrifying plays by both sides. And what we have on our hands now is a game that's still very much undecided. 66-61, 43.1 to go here in this fourth quarter. Anything happening on Twitter? What are you putting up?
Well, putting up some of the big plays, the Larson pass, the Larson put back on a dunk, a couple threes by Austin. But one thing I do want to give a shout out to is all the coaches that have been gracious in letting us talk to him and interview him. Head coach at Ridgeview High School, Mike Martin, was able to talk to him and get some insight before his game yesterday. Ty, 2 days in a row, I've been able to talk to Coach Ty Hammond's been able to talk to him before the game, get some insight. And Coach Stan Davis has done a good job too as well to really allow us to kind of understand what his team is going through. Been very helpful, providing us with information that we need. Of course, we'd like to thank @B Varsity Live, providing us, stats that we can look at through the print and all that stuff too as well. So I'd like to thank those guys as well.
43.1 seconds left. 66-61. It is all about taking care of the ball, making good decisions from both teams, and if you've got to put the ball up, it better be a good shot. Jaron Bell, he walks it up. 40 seconds to go. They trail by 5. He wants to get the ball in Contreras' hands. I don't know if that's going to happen. They do. He pulls from way downtown. It's going to be short, woefully short. Here comes Cardenas. The Vikings are going to have to foul. They're going to have to put up a foul here or they're in trouble. And they foul the best shooter on their team. So they had to start fouling. And, of course, Coach Davis is going to make sure that it's in the hands of his sharpshooting guard, Cardenas.
Look at Cardenas. Not only is he probably their best shooter, but you see how quickly he gets up the floor. He's probably their fastest player. Wouldn't surprise me if we see him in the spring running some track, doing some sprints. This guy is a difference maker. He's an energy guy. Sprint up the floor, then came back around to stall some time.
Well, it's 80% free throw shooter, so that's the guy you want the ball in. Bell comes in, puts it up. That ball is bouncing off Phillips' hands. Phillips goes up, cannot get it, and there it is. Cardenas is going to pull it back, and I think Coach Hammond says, no foul. 68-61, and another win for Stan Davis and his Falcons, and they will move to 2-0 overall, 15-5. And another tough loss for Coach Hammonds. We're going to take a break. We will come back with some closing comments here on KernHigh.org. Some great high school boys basketball. Final thoughts on this big game tonight.
Go time.
Welcome back, everybody. KernHigh.org. 68-61 win by the Independence Falcons. Moves them to 2-0 in league, 15-5 overall. Head coach Stan Davis. Coach, what did you say at halftime?
Stop turning the ball over. Take care of the defense.